Hi, this is Visual Basic Object Oriented Billing System tutorial develop area. It's a very advanced project, so let me start by clicking on reset, and if you select any of those components that you want, there we go. And let's say you mistakenly leave out mileage and select that, maybe change that to 1 and change this as well. There, if you click on add up price, there we go. You see here default back to 0. You can always reset and just select whatever you want in there. Okay, and maybe enter some value here. Click on total. You see that, and you see a receipt as well. So what I'm going to do now is to take you guys straight into Visual Basic Development environment, and we put one of these object-oriented program together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi and welcome to Visual Basic tutorial. In this very session, we're going to be developing billing system using object-oriented techniques. So let's start by clicking on Create New Project. Now that the dialog box is ready, make sure Visual Basic is selected and Windows Form application selected. So let's give that a name. We'll call it VB Billing System. With an S. And let's click on OK. There we go. Okay guys, now that our form is ready, I'm going to go straight to the project and pin it right down. Then right here in the form, you can just give it a name. I'm going to call it Billing System with an S. Okay, let's come to startup position. I'm going to get it centered, center screen. Then the form size will be 1386 by 788. And what else do we need? Well, that's alright for now. Now the next thing we want to do is go straight to the project. Let's get a panel on board. Got one panel here. Let's change the orientation of this panel. Come in here, make that 3D, and right inside is the very first panel. Let's just copy it across first, and right inside this very one here, I'm going to add buttons. The first button that will take care of the calculation. Let's change the size of this button anyway, then we can then copy it across. Okay, let's select bold and make that maybe 24. So the text content on this will be add up price. Yeah, and just copy it across. Okay, this one will be known as reset, then followed by exit. Right, those are my buttons there. Maybe the add up, we can always make that uppercase right there. Now the next thing we want to do is I'm going to add the following, but first thing first, let's design this interface. Let's make it look a little bit much better than how it is. Okay, let's just speed that up and I'll get back to you guys. Okay guys, this is how my interface looks right now, apart from this very frame. First thing, I'm going to change the background of this frame. Let's change it to something black. Right, and I will then add, let's add a rich text box there. Let's go forward. There we go. So this rich text box, I'm going to use that for my receipt, and underneath here I'm going to add a picture box, and there I will add my own very distinct logo right there, just underneath there. So let's click on this rectangle there, choose an image, local image. Let's locate the image right here, and it's right there on my desktop, and there we go. Those are my images, but which one am I going to use? Let's go for here on my trademark. I think let me go for this. There we go. Now I have my personal trademark right in there. Most people know this, but you're actually seeing my trademark for the very first time. So let's run it and see how it looks like. Then we can continue to develop the class. Okay, that is it. That's how it looks. And I'm going to add maybe one or two things here. Alright, that's fine. Now the next thing I would like to do is, okay, the code for exits and resets, let's take care of those, but I intend to create a class for those. So let's click on projects, select projects, add a class, and right there. So let's give a class a name. Maybe I should modularize it, so that's exits, C exits. Now click on C exit. There we go, that's my C exits there. So the first thing I intend to do in there is as for, so right in there I'm going to enter the following. So let's say dim I exit, let me as dialog result there, and right inside dialog results, let's say I exit there, I exit equals message box dot, let's go for message box dot show, and what are we showing? That's going to be my message confirm if you want to exit, comma, and in there just call that build system. That's the title of my project, comma, message box, let's say message box buttons dot yes no. Okay, but there's something I left out. I should have created the function really, so let's make that public. Let's make it public. Might as well share it, shared function exit system. Alright, that should do it. Okay, now let's say comma message box icon dot question there, press enter. Okay, let's keep going. Let's use an if statement. If I exit equals dialog result.yes, then application.exit. Right, and right here we need to end the function. End function. Okay. Alright, so all we just need to do is to get our variable, this variable, cut that off and paste it in here, and that should take care of the exit. So all I then need to do is to go right in here inside my project here, double click on this, and we then need to call exit. So that's the C exit that we need to call. So I'm going to enter C exit and then dot exit system, which is the function. Okay, that is exit taken care of. Okay, so if I run the system, this is what you guys will see. Let's see, click on that, and there we go. Okay, confirm if you want to exit. Nope. Try it again. Confirm if you want to exit. Yes. Okay, I notice the button doesn't have a name, so let me just correct that silly error. So come in here, I'm just going to call it btn exit. So that's the name of the button taken care of. If I come in here now, this is changed to btn exit, so I'm just going to copy that and paste it right in here, and that should rectify that. So let's run it and check if it works. There guys, it's working. That's fine. Okay, the next thing I would like to do is to write a function that will clear this text box and also enable this checkbox as well. So let's come right in here, double click on, or just go straight into the form loader or the code area, and right here I'm going to enter that. Those are the lines of code that will clear my text box, and this one is just to make sure the checkbox is enabling the checkbox, or checking the text checkbox is false, while here I intend to enter zeros in here. So let's select it all and make sure those zeros are in there. Coming straight to the text box and enter zeros right there. Let's change the font size. Let's just make them equal. Maybe 20. Right, and let's align it right. Okay, that has to be done individually. Okay, I'll take care of that and just get back to you guys. Right, just like that. Okay, let's double click on the reset, and all I just need to do is to call this function to clear. Okay, let's just copy that and come right down, take a good look at the function. So come right in and just say call as follows. There. So when we run the program, we just need to call this. Okay, we have a function set to clear and the reset is checkbox, and we also have a class to exit. Okay, let's try it out. So we can always, supposing we have any data in here, we can always reset. In the first place, entering whatever character is not allowed. See that? Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's exit and create one more class. So I'm going to select projects right there and come right here, add project. There. So I'm going to call this class cTotal, then click on add. right there. Okay, so now let's take care of clear method of these ones as well. So I'm going to exit out and let's come straight into the reset here. Okay, you should be able to see the reset on your own program. If you are following along, double click on the reset button and right underneath there, so those are the buttons are known as LDL. Yeah, that is it right there. Dot text equals clear. The reason why I'm not using function for this is if I use function for the label, because I'm going to be calling the object just like I've called this object, it will actually clear all of the content in these other ones. So that's why I'm not using that very function or method. But if you want me to demonstrate it, I can just demonstrate it so that you see what I meant. Okay, let me just demonstrate it and you will see what's going to happen. If I copy this now, let's copy that and change the object that we have inside it. Right here, I'm going to change that to label. Okay, that's the object there. It's label, and there's another one here. Label as well. I think that's all. Okay, that's going to be dot clear. Okay, let's just copy this and clear that. Right. You see, if I run this program now and click on clear, this is what will happen. You see that, guys? So that is the reason why I'm not using the same method that I've used to take care of the text box. So we just have to use an alternative method, that which is right here, and that's what I'm using right now. So that's how I want it cleared. Okay, now let's clear the others. LDL subtotal clear, LDL tax clear that as well, LDL total clear, LDL clear, LDL travel clear. Right. And finally, we also need to clear the receipt. RTB receipt dot clear. There we go. So those are the lines that we actually clear all of the text box. I'm going to copy that and just paste it on the form load right there. So if any of those are on the form, we have to clear it. Right. Okay. Right inside the class C total, I'm going to declare the following variables. You can also call them data members. So let's refer this to each of these. So the first one is carpet. So I'm going to call it underscore carpet. Alright, as double. That is my first data member. The second one is fabric. So we'll come back in here and just maybe copy that. I think I have 5 of those, so that's fabric. And we have blinds. I mean, let's come right in here, change this to blinds. Okay, then we have mileage and home delivery. Mileage, and finally home delivery. There, those are my 5 variables or data member. You can call them variables or data member, but guess what, they are all private. It's private because no any other lines of code will be able to gain access into this. But if other lines of code won't be able to gain access into this, we have to provide a way for us to be able to gain access. So what I would do in that case is I'm now going to create, since they are all private, let's attach a property to them. So we can say public property. No, the property can be read, write, or just read and write. So I'm going to call that item carpet. Yeah, so this is going to be known as item carpet. Let's say as double. So that is the very first one, and let's set the value of it as double as well. There. See, once I click on enter, look at what's going to happen. There we go. Visual Basic actually fill up the rest for me. So the very first property is for carpet. So now let's enter that very value. So I can always say carpet, this very one up here, okay, equals value. So right in here, so let's copy that, paste that in here, equals the value itself. There. Okay, now get. So what do I want it to return? What I want it to return is item carpet. So let's copy item carpet, and right in here I'm going to enter return item carpet. That's it. So we now have a public access into this very one. That's the properties. Sorry, that's the properties of this data member up there. Okay, what I just need to do is I'm going to copy it across and just change the name around, and the next one is going to be fabric, item fabric. Paste and change this to item fabric as well. Item fabric. There we go. See, so that's the first property taken care of. I've just collapsed it. You can always collapse it so that we have enough room. So I'm going to repeat the same thing for the third one. Come in here, collapse this one. So binds, let's collapse this. Let's take care of this first so that that error will get away. Now the error is taken care of. You see that? So that's the second one taken. The third one is taken care of as well. Copy it again, and mileage, that's the fourth data type, item mileage, and this is mileage as well. Done. Okay, copy that. I'm going to collapse this, leave this one open so that you guys can see it. Paste that in there, and finally home delivery. Copy that and change this to home delivery. Item, home delivery, home delivery, and home delivery. There. So we've taken care of all of the properties for this very data type. If you don't do that, you won't be able to gain access really. Okay, all right. Now, okay, let's just leave one open. The next thing we want to do is to create a method to add up all of the declared data type. So to do that, maybe right underneath here, you can come right underneath here, and let's create that very method. I'm going to collapse this now that you guys have seen it all. So right in there, let's say function, I'm going to call it get amount, parentheses as double. There we go. Press enter. So what I want to do is to add up all that we have in here. So to do that, I'm going to say return as follows. Return, open a bracket, and I'm just going to enter everything right in there. Okay, all of this. So the first one is carpet. Then fabric, I'm going to add that up, plus there, and the blinds as well, paste that there, plus mileage if this, or if there was any mileage while delivering the item. Okay, blinds, there's an S there. Then finally we have home delivery. Copy, come right down here, paste home delivery. Right, so the function that will carry out the whole calculation is taken care of. Alright, you see inside object oriented, you see you can also have another method right in there. This is one function, but I might as well just create another simple method. I'm going to call that very method. I'm going to call it the data type has, let's call it constant MC tax. So MC tax rate, okay, MC tax rate equals, let's say 0.65. Alright, so right here I'm going to create another method. So I have one here already. You can call it function, you can also call it method. And right here, so in here let's go for function. Okay, let's make it public function. We call it find tax, and let's enter by value, and let's give it a name. That's C amount, and the variable and the data type for C amount is double, and the whole parenthesis, let's make that double as well. Enter there. So now you find tax here. I want to add the following. When it says C amount minus, open a bracket, C amount, let's multiply that by the tax rate that we have up there, this very one, and there, that's it. We have just finished calculating our tax. Now all that is left for us is, maybe we should create another class. I'm going to create another class where I will show the price of all of this. Let me copy this, copy, and there I think I'm going to make it public. So let's come in here, project, add. So let's call it C price. There, that is the name of our new class. It's called C price, and add, and right there we go. That's our C price, right inside C price there. So I'm going to call that, instead of private, let's make it all public. Is just for price, because the price can always go up or down. So let's get rid of this. So we just enter in there price of carpet there. Now the next is going to be price of fabric, price of blinds, price of mileage, price of home delivery. There we go. Now maybe we should just enter value in there, equals. That's carpets. You can say it's about 1290 per meters, and that's fabric, so let's go for maybe about 7.50, and blinds maybe 8.30. Then the next one is mileage. Okay, per mileage, let's say, I think mileage is now, a drop is £5. Yeah, that's it. And home delivery, cost of home delivery, we can say that's 3.6. There we go. So home delivery, if you make more than 2, more than 1, this for mileage per mile, or okay, per mile, let's say it's £5 per drop. So okay, so all of those are taken care of. Now we have 1, 2, 3 classes. We've made use of this very one, so we now need to take care of these 2. So let's go straight inside our form here. So right in here, double click on add total or add or price. So the first thing is we are going to create 2 objects. The first object is going to be total. Let's call that total cost. Object total cost as C total, I think equals new total. Yeah, that's my very first one. So that's an object created for, so that we can gain access to this very class. Without an object, you will not be able to gain access. So let's try and gain access into the price as well. So let's say dim item price as C price. C price equals new price. Okay, the reason why I'm putting in new is because we want it to allocate a memory space for us. Without new, you will end up with an error. Okay, now that is taken care of. If you want to find out, you can always delete the new and see what's going to happen. Alright, there, that is done. Okay, now let's continue. So what we need to now do is I'm going to use this very object total. Object total here, here's that in here, dot, and now want to call my property here. I think this one is called item carpet, the very first one. So let's go back in there and let's say dot and look for item carpets. That's the very first one. Okay, equals item price dot the very first price of carpet. We multiply that by this object, the very first object. Where is it? Right here, this very one. What is the name of that object? Let's come to the properties and right here, okay, txt length, and maybe we should even say, let's see if we can use double dot parse txt length dot text. There. Now that is the very first one. Okay, maybe we should just call it txt carpet. Yeah, carpet is fine. That makes sense. So I know who I'm dealing with. Carpet. Okay, back onto our code. So let's just copy that, paste it right in there. Okay, it's changed anyway. So the next one is going to be total. Paste that in there. Dot then fabric equals price. This variable, paste that in there. Dot price of fabric. Double dot parse. So I've used double dot parse because the content on the text box are all strings. Okay, dot text there. Now let's come to the next one. The next one is going to be blinds. Okay, I can just copy this, paste it underneath, and just change this. That will be dot item blinds, and this one is dot blinds, and this one is txt blinds. Right there. That's good. Okay, let's take care of two more. This is going to be mileage dot mileage, and this is going to be dot price mileage. Yeah. And this is txt mileage. Right there. The other one is going to be dot home delivery. Dot home delivery. And this is price dot home delivery, while we have txt delivery here. Right there. Has it all taken care of. Okay, the next thing we want to do is let's declare three variables. So I'm going to call this itax, comma I subtotal, and I total. As double. Okay, now this very one, subtotal, let's paste that in there, equals, I now want this, let's say total, get the total cost objects dot get amount. Right there. Okay, let's take care of the tax and the total. So copy that, paste that in there. So that's going to be exactly the same. I'm going to copy and paste. Dot find tax. Okay, what are we calculating? I'm going to the tax of subtotal. So let's just say I sub there. Okay, tax whatever we have inside subtotal, and the total itself will become, let's say total, copy that and paste that right in there. Let's go for total equals the both of them, the both value. So this plus I tax. There, that's our total. Okay, so just before I call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, let's say LBL subtotal dot text equals format, and what we're formatting is subtotal. So it's converting it to pound sign. LBL tags dot text equals format to currency. And what are you formatting? I tags. Then LBL total dot text equals format to currency I total. There. Okay, I've formatted everything to currency. So let's run it and you see what's going to happen, although we won't be able to gain access into it, but let's just run it anyway. Okay, if I click on add up price, there we go. Right, there's nothing in here, but let's disable all of these on form load first. That's the form load. I'm just going to cut all of that off. Now paste it back in there once we are done. So we'll run it again, and we can then enter value in there. So that is the amount of item that we want. Okay, you see that you add this and this together, that's what you get. Okay, try one thing out. We're going to use this. You see that works. So I'm going to exit, go back onto the system, and right here inside form load, you guys remember the data that I copied? I've pasted those ones back. Now all we need to do is just to tidy up the whole interface. If you notice, when we run the system, the text box are disabled, so we need to be able to enable them with all of these checkbox. So let's go back straight onto the checkbox right in here, double click on this very first one, and right there let's use an if statement. If carpet dot checked equals true, then txt carpet dot enable equals true as well. And we also want txt carpet dot text, we want it cleared so that we can enter value in there. And txt carpet, let's set our focus right in there, dot focus. I'm going all the way with this so that you guys can, because this is a main project, you might as well get it right. Else I want all of this default back to as follows. This will default back to 0. Why this default back to false? Right there. That's the wrong spelling. Right there. See how easy it is. Okay, I'm just gonna copy all of that, come right in here, double click on the next one, paste that, and just change everything to fabric. And let's speed that up. There, the second one is taken care of. Copy this, come right there, double click, paste, change these to lines, and speed it up as well. Okay, all taken care of. Alright, it's exactly the same lines of code. The difference is just we calling the right name or the right objects. Okay, now let's run it and see. So when I click on this, that enables that, and when I uncheck, there we go. So click and enter value in there. Click, enter another value, and another, and another, and another. total. Okay, but we click that. Supposing when we click we mistakenly enter that calls for an error, you know that. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen. We're gonna end up with errors because these are, you see that, guys, because they are characters. There we go. Okay, system format exception, input string was not in a correct format. That is the error there. So we don't want that to happen. So what we need to do is, let's come back right in here. We're going to select all of this, all the text box. Let's highlight and select. Okay, just the text box. Now come to the event right here. We now need an event called keyPress, this very one. So I'm going to enter in there new name numbers only, numbers underscore only, and press enter. There we go. So right in here, let's use as follows. So we enter if ASCII. Okay, we'll use the ASCII to determine what character is entered. Dot keychar. So that checks to be sure that we've only entered numeric value 8. Then let's use another if to check on the value. The ASCII itself is within as follows: 48, or the ASCII is greater than 57. Get rid of this. That should be an or. Then let's enter another end if here, so that arrow can go. Space in here. Okay. Now, what do we want the system to do? e.handle. So the system, the computer itself, will undo the whole situation and just correct the error. So that's it. From here down here, that should take care of when you enter an invalid character or characters. So if I run it now, and if I try to enter characters, let's use this keyboard. Click that and let's enter character in there. You see that that is impossible, but if we click on numbers, you see what happened. Let's try it for the other one and the other one. There we go. Okay, but we cannot enter characters in there. We can only enter numbers, and click on that. So that is fine. Now, one other thing is we are supposed to be able to add up the value of this and display it in here. The cost of mileage in here, cost of delivery right in there, which we haven't done. We just need to see an itemized cost of everything. And because this is a major project, we have to take care of that. Then finally we take care of the receipt as well. So let's exit and come right inside total. Let's come right there. And we also need the names of all those objects. So the first one is called LBL item amount, and this one is total, and this one is total travel. Okay, I'm not happy with those names, but that's alright. Okay, now double click on total and come right down here. We just need a value in here, this 3. So this 3 is going to be as follows. Let's come right down here. LBL dot text equals this. Add the second one as well. Add this. So that should take care of whatever item we have in there. Yeah, done. The other one is called mileage. Okay, we'll call that label. Let's come in here and just, that is for this one, or maybe I should just group them all together. I'll move them all down. The text equals mileage. It will give an error because mileage is before, so let's move it all, cut that off and take it right down here somewhere. Yeah, that's fine here. And finally, this one, delivery, is called what? Travel. Come right down here. LBL dot text equals travel. Let's look for it. Yeah, that's it. Paste. Okay, since we're just adding them all up, we might as well just format it to £. Yeah, format to £. Repeat the same thing for this. I've already copied it, and this and this. Then close the bracket, close the other one. There we go. Alright, so let's take a good look at the lines of code for the total, and we'll run it now. Let's see. Okay, enter value in there. Alright, click on that. There we go. Right, but we end up with zeros here. Why? We need to find out why that is 0. Okay, reset and exit. Okay, it's all 0. It looks alright, but there's something, I think, because it's object. I've forgotten I'm working on an object. That's very good, really, because it's supposed to be an object. So let's create an object for it. See, this is the very first object. I'm going to copy that. The very first function or method that I called. So let's create another method. So I'm going to call this get items. Okay, get cost of items. That's the cost of items. That's the very first one. And the second one, it's going to be 3 methods in there. This one is going to be get cost of mileage. Get cost of mileage. Yeah. Alright. And finally, this will be get cost of home delivery. That is good. Cost of home delivery. Right. Now we don't need these two here. We don't need this here. We only need mileage. And get rid of this. There we go. And we get rid of all of this. So because they are objects, you see how important object is. So you cannot just call anything without going through the class. That's very good. I'm impressed with that. Okay, right in here now I need to call that with dot. What was it called? Cost of items. Yeah, and this is going to be dot mileage. Yeah, and finally this one is going to be dot home delivery. There we go. So that should take care of my silly mistakes. Okay, let's run it and see. Now enter whatever in there, and one home delivery. There we go, guys. That is brilliant. Yeah, that's good. So what is left for me to do now is, let's take care of the receipt. Maybe we should add a button there, or maybe we should just use this. So when we click on this, the receipt will also be generated. So let's do that. So exit, and now back in here. So first thing, let me change this name. I don't like it like that. Let me just come right in here and change the name. Let's say main project. Let it have a proper name. BTN add up price. Yeah, that's more like it. So I'm going to copy that because the name would have changed here. You see, the name appears here, but it's not here. So I'm just going to paste that in here. There, that's it. So that's sorted. I guess I have a name for this as well. Yeah, that had a name. Okay, back in here. I'm not going to do much on the receipt. So the receipt will be down below here. So let's comment it and just enter receipt here, so that we can call it the end of the program. So right there, let's say RTB, yeah, right here, dot, I think append text. Okay, then, and let's enter as follows. So that will be, let's give it a title, maybe billing management system. Systems. Right, that is the title. Now append as follows. Underneath, I want as follows. Let's enter line. Right there, the first thing we want to append, let's just enter carpet. I think there's an S in that one, so this one will be, and let's add a space, tab, VB tab, and txt carpet dot text. Right, so we also need to know the amount, I guess. Oh, that means we have to call another object. No, so number of carpet we do. Copy that. There. Okay, change this to mileage, or I think it's fabric. TXT fabric, TXT blinds, TXT mileage, and TXT delivery. There. Okay, that will give us the details of item that we're buying. So let's add a line there, but there's one more thing. Okay, let's enter new line, VB new line. Yeah, there should be a new line there, so copy that there. Right, now we now need the price of, we need total cost and so on. Alright, so Let's copy one of these. Yeah, here will be subtotal, whatever we have in here. Then the next one will be tax. Paste tax here. And finally we have total. Copy total. Paste it right in here. And just change the data in there around. Total. And tax. And finally subtotal. Subtotal. There. Okay. Oh, let's enter new line here as well, and new line here, new line here. Then here, let's copy, paste this underneath here, and let's enter something like, just like we have in those supermarkets. Let's enter something like, please retain the receipt for your record, for your records. Right, that's fine. Then finally, let's enter the date here. Let's say date here dot today. Right, that's today's date. Okay, now maybe we should add a line underneath. Add a line underneath the date. Okay, so let's run it and see. Alright, there we go. Enter. We want 4 of those, and 6. Mileage with traveling is about 5. Home delivery just 1. Okay, so click on that. There we go. That is fine. But I think we need to move this. Let's just tab this and this. Okay, and we can call it the end of the program. Right, we need 2 tabs. Tab, the first one here, and this. Yeah. Alright. Maybe we should tab the dates, get the date centered as well. Okay, the next thing we need to do before we run it is, sometimes you might end up not entering any value in here, and that will result into an error. So let's double click on here and just take care of that using an if statement. So if as a txt carpet dot text, if it's equals to that, then txt.carpet equals, let's enter a 0 in there, and chk carpet itself dot checked, let's make that false, equals false. Right, so let's use an if statement here, and let's use an and here, and if this is equals true. Right, so what will happen is the whole thing will default back to 0 before the calculation takes place. Alright, so we can repeat the same thing for the other 4 buttons, but let me show you the program and you see what's going to happen. If I check this and mistakenly leave that out, enter value in here, you click, you see that's what happens. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so I'm just going to speed that up now that you get the whole idea for that. Okay, those are the lines of code that will trap any error. Okay, so if you dare mistakenly leave any of them empty, it will default back to 0. And below are the rest of the codes in the total area, and that's it. So let's try out this program now, guys. Okay, so I'm going to enter value in here. So let's say 5, 4, and let's say about 6 in there, and maybe we'll leave the mileage. Okay, and let's enter. Okay, let's enter a value in there and just mistakenly leave the home delivery. So if we click on that, there we go, guys. That default back to 0, and delivery here is 0 as well. So guys, with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you all enjoy it, and please do subscribe and thumbs up. Bye for now.